Test, test, test. Check, check, check. Audio, audio, and more audio. Check, check, check. Hello, hello. If someone could give me a very quick positive confirmation that you guys are getting audio out there. I'm inferring that from the loud and clear. Thank you, Dave. Hey, everybody. Wow, there's already so many familiar names in the chat, which is amazing, particularly after all this time, and I really appreciate it. So listen. So many of you, probably most of you, will be watching this on a playback later. So please indulge me and let me get a couple of admin things out of the way here at the outset. So they'll be parked here at the beginning of the stream for everybody who watches this later. And I am seeing all of you in the chat. It is awesome. Let me try to catch up with all of your names here in a second. I've got a couple of notes here, if you guys don't mind too much, okay? Thank you, by the way, for being here. I'll be saying that a lot, probably. But, so, first, Chris Mack says, oh no, not hearing anything. Did something change? Looks like we're still good here. I'm still getting levels. Levels. Okay. Okay, firstly, let me put out there a very belated welcome to the last batch of subscribers that kind of came into the channel based on the collaboration video that I was a part of on the French Whisperers channel back in February of 21. He put out that 22 informative channels collaboration video, and I was very happy to have been asked to make a contribution to that. That video came out in February of 21, and we had a big influx of subscribers, but that was right at the beginning of the unintentional channel hiatus, and I felt so bad that there were all of these subs that came in, and they came into what looked like a completely dead channel, and I didn't have any content after that point to kind of welcome them with. So I'm saying it now, years later, for all of you who came in as a result of that video, welcome. It's great to see you. I hope you're still around after all this time. Second quick point about ads. I did have to change the monetization status of the channel recently in order to have control over turning off the mid-roll and the post-roll ads that started showing up on the videos when YouTube changed their policy about starting to run ads on unmonetized channels. So thank you to those of you who let me know about that issue, and if you'll please let me know again if you ever see another mid-roll or post-roll ad on any of these videos. Please let me know that so I can get on that. Third item, the channel has a merch shelf now. Yes, that might sound a little dumb, having a merch shelf after 7 years and after a couple years of no content. And you'd be right, but it's actually it's a thing I did 3 years ago up on Teespring, because some people were asking me about some merch ideas, and I was really fond of that dark picture of the gas lamp that I had been using for the intro screen, and I thought it would look good. But I didn't realize at the time that you couldn't have a merch shelf unless the channel was monetized, and I didn't want to deal with the ads. So when I tried to connect it and it wouldn't connect, and I found out that was why, I just said, oh, okay, I guess we're not doing merch. But now, all these years later, since they kind of forced my hand on the monetization thing, I went back to Teespring, and the account was still there, and the merch was sitting there collecting dust. So I figured, I'll go ahead and connect it up. So that's what happened there. Also, a reminder, most of you guys probably know this already, but just a reminder of the playlists that I have with unlisted videos in them. The junk drawer, full of behind the scenes and extra bits and vloggy stuff, non-ASMR stuff mostly, but kind of a grab bag of stuff there. And there's another playlist full of all of the streams that have been done, and there's a ton of hours of stuff there. And then lastly, just as a kind of a statement of clarification regarding the hiatus in the first place. Some of you know this, but I did lose my dad in late 2020. It was a bit of a hard thing to adjust to. There was a lot of grieving, and there was a kind of a messy estate situation that I'm still dealing with a little bit, actually. But it hit me a lot harder than I expected it to, and it kind of pulled me out of a lot of the recreational, kind of the for fun things that I was doing. I kind of stopped playing music and stopped the content here, and it was just really, this kind of stuff that I do here, it's really hard for me to do if I'm not, in a good mood, if my headspace isn't right. And so it was really hard for me to do anything here. And it was, we all deal with loss, and that one hit me pretty hard. I had a hard time kind of transitioning from a guy who still had one living parent to a guy whose parents are both gone. The transition was a lot more potent, powerful to try to navigate my way through than I thought it would be. But here recently, just making more progress, started playing music again a little bit with a couple of the guys that I used to be in the band with, and I'm here with you all. So, kind of in a nutshell, that's kind of what went on there. I never really went away. I kept reading comments, and I kept replying to things, but it was just impossible for me to put content together with that kind of a headspace. So, but I'm here now, and it is easier to do streams than the formal kind of composed videos. So I do hope to be able to come here like this, and we can hang out together like we used to, and we'll kind of see where it goes from there, if that's cool with you, you fine people. Okay? So that's kind of all my admin stuff. So you guys are blowing up the chat. It's Hunchback Jack, Mermaid, Whisper Corners here. My real fake name, Ollie Bones, is in the chat. There's Chris621. Lee is here. Chris is here. English Roses. Arbiter. JD. Yeti TV. Gosh. You guys, I really appreciate it. Hey, Marsh XOX. Thanks for being here. As usual, the small stream community Chris talks about, I'm just kind of amazed. And our Dizzle, of course. I can't, I really appreciate seeing your name in here as well. Our Dizzle. It's kind of amazing to me that any of you are still around. It's Amy Lynn. Hello there, Amy Lynn. Glad you chose to stay away until you were ready to come back. Well, you know, that is really the unpredictable part of all this, Jack. You know, it honestly was not an option until it was an option, right? So even 6 months ago, you know, the thought of putting all this together and sitting here with you all, it just wasn't even possible. It wasn't even a thing that I could put my head into. And so you're ready when you're ready, and you know when that happens. So, and it takes the time that it takes, and we can wish that it would take a shorter time, but we don't have any say in that sort of thing, and that's just the way that is. It's Jay Bradley. I did indeed find some bridges to take pictures of, Yeti TV says. Talk to me about those bridges. Are they covered bridges? Iron bridges? Massimo's in the chat. But it's amazing to me after all of this time that you guys, all these wonderful familiar names and some new names, all showing up to hang out like we used to. I think it's just amazing, and I appreciate everybody. Okay, but hey, we're also here to do our thing that we do, which is explore our small sound triggers, because we like doing that. And so as we get settled in the chat and everybody keeps talking, we'll introduce our sound explorations for tonight. It's 3 soaps, as I mentioned on the socials before and in the title. I've got 3 soaps here with 3 different wrappings or containers, and we're going to explore the sounds they make. Let's see, a quick introduction. Which one should be first? So we've got this fellow in the cardboard box. And the thing about each of these, of course, as we know, they each might take a different technique in trying to coax the best sounds out of them. They will not all behave the same way. So part of our goal is to try to figure out how they need to be treated. Skater Rap Monkey is in the chat. Yes, please talk amongst yourselves when you see those familiar names. Welcome each other just like we do. You know how it goes. I had the other 2 soap examples already, but I didn't have a cardboard box soap. So I just bought this the other day, and I bought this soap half due to the sound and half because of the smell, which unfortunately you're not going to be able to take advantage of, but it smells pretty darn good. And right here with my face and the mic in close quarters, this is working out great for me. So that's the cardboard. Then we also have paper. This is a paper wrapper. And this one's going to be a little tough for us tonight, I think, because it's wrapped fairly closely. It's not very loose. So Yeti, which soap do you have? The cardboard one we were just looking at? It's the bourbon and oak, and it's a pretty good smell. So I was hoping to get some good kind of dark crinkles off of this soap, but the paper is a little snug. So we're going to have to see what we can do with this. Yeti vouches for the smell on the Cremo bar. Chris, congratulations on that sophomore year of college. That's amazing. Would love to hear more about that if you'd like to share. Yeah, I remember you telling some of your high school stories. Here's my question. I'm very curious in your college journey. One thing in particular, are you at a college close to home, or did you travel? Are you far away and you've got journeys in a completely different part of the country? What's your story there? So this one, we might have to see. We'll try to get some crinkles, but part of this might be more skin against the paper kind of sound. So that's number 2. And then number 3, which I have to treat with the utmost respect. Oh, this is a firecracker. It's the plastic wrapper. And this one, you know me, I'm all about, I'm a little old school, and I'm a sucker for Dimitri's silver soap. So this one is my homage to the silver soap, and this thing is like a bomb ready to go off in my hands. It's probably my favorite sound of the 3, not only because of the sound, but because it demands. Hey there, Ruben. will not put up with any shenanigans. You have to treat this in just the right way or it blows your mic up. And I respect that in a soap. I love a soap where you barely do anything and it just speaks volumes. That's what this kind of wrapper is all about. So yeah, Yeti, this is a powder keg for sure. I keep one eye on my mic levels the whole time I'm dealing with this soap. And that's how we know we've got a good ASMR soap. So those are our 3 soaps tonight. I even have to be careful how I put that down. Yeah, Hunchback, we're here. This channel is all about innovative use of language, and so, the stream's not over if we haven't, coined a new unique phrase for you to go out and use in the world. Supernova is in the chat. Hey, Supernova. Okay, Chris is reporting about an hour and a half away from home, Illinois State, majoring in music ed, currently president of the music frat Phi Mu Alpha, Sinfonia. Oh, I hope I didn't embarrass myself with the Greek letter pronunciation. Is it phi or phi? Now I think, I went to an engineering school, so I should know my Greek letters. I might have screwed that up. Dave in England, I believe, posits the important question: how many people have bought soap based on the sounds they make? Guilty. Well, thank you, Chris. Well, it's so cool that you're out there getting her done at college. Congratulations, man. Man, it's so cool seeing all of you again. Hey there, Ruben. Sorry if I didn't catch your message the first time. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. It's like a time machine kind of a quality, seeing all of these names again. Okay, what is the... What is the best sound coming out of this guy? One sound that it makes is the bar of soap itself kind of sliding around inside the box. Hey, Thalius. Thank you for being here. And I'm impressed if you actually went back and watched all of those live streams. That's a lot of hours. Hey there, Yeti. Yeah, I saw that comment. It's very serendipitous, right? Our two energies just kind of must have aligned at the same time, and now we're here. So that's awesome. Let's see something here. Elizabeth Marshall Smith, welcome to the stream. How are you? Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. It was nice to see that, people were still kind of watching all that stuff, even while I was away. It slowly declined month by month, but it still stayed fairly active, which was cool to see. Thanks, Yeti. I'm kind of fond of those walking gravel sounds as well. There's a lot of walking sounds in the two trail videos, but those are more of leafy, grassy kind of sounds, I suppose. Let's see, I'm not feeling the pencil. I hope you all have been okay the last few years since we have seen each other last. I have to imagine that we've all had our shares of ups and downs, victories and failures. I hope we are all reconvening here with lessons learned and things from what we've had to go through. Seems like a lot of the big ASMR in the last few years has gotten even more slick and there's a lot of really high production value stuff out there, it seems. The role-playings are getting more and more elaborate. I wonder what you all think of the the state of things these days, what you guys are watching, what everybody's enjoying these days, ASMR-wise, Yeah, English Roses talks about the old school ASMR. So does Marsh. So let me ask you, are you still finding good sources of the old school? Are there new channels doing good old school stuff, or do you find yourself kind of going back to all of your old favorites all the time? Hey there, Gwen. Astral, I remember you. So good to see you. How are you this evening? Amy's talking about unintentional ASMR instead of ASMR creators. That's very fair. Very fair. Elizabeth, Mid-Mod Meridian. Is that the name of the channel? Hey there, Christian McGuire. Very good to see you here. Welcome. Christian, I'd love to hear, what your kind of motivations are, what your headspace is about when you think about getting into ASMR as a creator. Why do you want to do that? You guys keep mentioning old videos of mine that some of those I've almost forgotten I made. Dave's talking about that 500 sub setup tour. My goodness gracious. Arbiter talks about French Whisperer. When I think about French Whisperer, since I'm not French, so to me, he has an accent, and I'm very curious if you all, do you find that you, like or gravitate towards or are affected more by creators who have an accent that's different than yours? Is that a thing? Because, I love Censor Addy from Poland. He doesn't even talk that much necessarily in a lot of his videos, but something about that Polish accent just... Phew. Sometimes I wonder if it's just accent, or if you have a creator who's speaking in English, but English is not their first language, then there can be some little grammar and syntax idiosyncrasies. So some of the ways they use language itself sometimes can hit my brain a certain way, I've noticed. Hey there, Mark Townsend. New Zealand live from Alistair. Fantastic. Mark Townsend is shouting out Jay over at ASM Arctica, an early favorite of mine as well. He's also has a, not just the accent going for him, but he's got a particular vocal cadence that is well, certainly unique to him. Dave's talking about ASMR in Northern British. Well, Dave, that means our mission now is to find all the Northern British ASMR creators and go check them out. Real Fake Names talking about Neil Cooper. I'm not sure I know him. Lots of good recommendations in the chat. English roses from Northern England. Yeah, Amy, cadence is like a really big deal for me. Cadence may be the number one thing that keeps me attached to a video. Yeah, Marsh, when you talk about Reiki, you know, I always go back to Cordelia Charter. Anybody remember her? Yeah, Jay Bradley. Let's find out in decaf. Absolutely. Wonder if decaf is going to swing by tonight. I was checking out some of her new stuff just the other day. Oh yeah, sleep stories. That's one of the most underappreciated channels I can think of. Sepasova, Finland. I appreciate all the recommendations in the chat, because then we can go back to the chat and look these people up. Mr. Rogers, that's right. Who remembers how you reacted to Mr. Rogers' voice? Nope, you're exactly right. It was Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross for me. AI in the ASMR space. Yeah, I think it's going to be in all the spaces before too long. Hey, there's Geek Filter in the chat. Hello. So good to see you here. Thank you very much for dropping by. Feel free to jump into the conversation. It's like we all picked up where we left off 3 years ago or whatever it was. The Royal Charlatan. Missed your old music chats. Who'd be in your top 5 guitarists of all time? Loved hearing you just read the artist names. Well, I don't know if I can give you top 5. I really kind of suck at rankings, but I will tell you that Corey Wong gets most of my listening these days when I'm in the mood for some amazing rhythm guitar work and big horn arrangements. I'm a big fan of what Corey Wong has been doing lately. Oh, I'm so glad to hear the videos helped with the deadline anxiety, sir. I've seen pictures from the insides of that book. It looks really really amazing, and it reminds me that I really need to stop talking about it and go to Paramount Plus and rewatch the animated series, because I might have to confess that I don't think I've seen those since first run when I was a kid. Good comment about that connection, Gwen. But Charlatan, I'll give you Corey Wong's name tonight for guitar players. I don't know if you know him, but 50th anniversary. I've been seeing some 50th anniversary stuff in my socials lately. Geek Filter, is that the 50th anniversary of the debut of the original series? Is that what we're talking about? Don't get me started on Trek talk, by the way. We just finished up season 2 of Strange New Worlds, and I'm just weak. I just, big fan here. Love the Lower Decks crossover. Love the musical. You're not going to find any hating here. I loved all that stuff. Hey there, Skater Rap Monkey. It's been okay. It's been a little rough. It has been forever. But kind of coming out of a rough period and trying to reconnect with some of my first stuff, for fun stuff. So it's good to be here with y'all. Yeah, Supernova, that Corey Wong Dirty Loops album is quite impressive. Yeah, Corey Wong's great driving music for sure. Okay, so that's the anniversary of the animated series. Gotcha. Cool. Well, that's an excellent reason for me to go watch it. One thing that really impresses me about Corey Wong here lately is how many live shows he streams to his YouTube channel, and even a decent amount of multi-camera videos of the live shows. You can really get some You get a good sense of what he's doing with his live arrangements right from his YouTube channel, which is very, very generous of him. And gosh, you got to listen to the speed at which he has that band play some of those horn parts. It's like they just get faster and faster, and it's just crazy. Oh, Gwen's talking about Polyphia. Is it Tim Henson? See that crazy guitar guy in Polyphia? That should be an amazing concert, Gwen. Hope you enjoy. Hey there, Mark Haga. Welcome to the chat. Everybody say hi to Mark. Thanks for being with us tonight. I feel like I'm making the same sounds with this paper soap as I was the cardboard soap. Yeah, Strange New Worlds is kicking my butt lately, Jack. I was really blown away by that musical, not just because the songs were so dang good, but if you looked at those lyrics, pretty much every song pushed the character development of the character singing the song forward in just a 3-minute song. Hey, we got the Mark Haga seal of approval because we got the Corey Wong happening up in here. Thanks for being here, Mark. Let's see. I need to work harder at getting some. Hey, English Roses. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Hope you sleep well. Outside Adventures. Yeah, well, I'll do what I can on that. But it was great to see you. Supernova wants me to pick at least one pre-2000s guitarist. It's probably just people I would have mentioned before. I'll be honest. I'm not listening to a lot of music recreationally these days. So Reiki Healing Hope. I'll have to check that one out. Yeah, you ever go through those phases where you just don't, you don't really consume a lot of music? A lot of times I listen to, non-musical things in the car, and sometimes you go through those phases where you just kind of end up kind of going back to your favorites for a while just from the familiarity aspect, Yeah, this paper is really good for dark crinkles like Dave says, but it makes you work for them. see if I can find a zone here that there's a section there that's not too bad. How about Mike Keneally for a more experimental, avant-garde, pre-2000s guitarist? Played with, he was the stunt guitarist for Zappa in the 1988 band, and has a very interesting solo career. Also plays guitar and or keyboards for other people like Steve Vai, and I think he's playing keyboards for Devin Townsend right now. Oh, this thing is elusive. See, like I lost it, and I'm still here in the same area. That is crazy. This guy's tough. He's not giving anything up easily. Yeah, Those Old Scientists was an amazing episode. Yeah, Amy's right. It's like we're chasing this thing. Wow. Come on now. Where is it? Yep. Yeah, that's a good quote. There's many, many, many good quotes in that episode. But, you know, the thing about that episode too is, okay, so it's a crossover with an animated series, and you know, it's got this, it's very light kind of a tone, but it still managed to deliver some impressive emotional moments. The conversation between Boimler and Pike where Boimler is talking about, you know, there might be a point, where, your crew wishes they could spend, have one more conversation with him. It's like, what? That hit. I was so impressed that, with the tone of that episode, they were still able to deliver a scene like that. They know what they're doing. Yeah, Dave is right about the difference between paper and plastic. Plastic's going to be blowing up in our hands here in a few minutes. But I'm still trying to get a little more. Oh, I'm glad you like that Life magazine video, Amy. That one. That one goes back a ways. And I guess all my videos kind of go back a ways at this point. Una and the poster, yeah. I've got that poster. I printed out that poster and it's on the wall in my office. Let's see. Here, 1 second. I don't know if this will show up. Take a quick break from the sound so I can try to show you this picture. Get some brightness on here. Let's see. Let's see if this shows up. That's one of the walls in my office, and there's the Join Starfleet, the Lower Decks animated version of the Join Starfleet poster. Isn't that funny? I've been thinking about a sequel to that yearbook video. I've found a yearbook on eBay that is starting to capture my imagination. Okay, I'm going to pick up the third soap. Okay. So everybody strap in. Yeah, I've been thinking about a sequel to the yearbook video. The third soap. Oh my gosh. Hey there, Anonymous. Good to see you. Thanks for being with us. Yeah, Supernova. Well, let's see. Gwen, your comment about things that bring me joy. Well, in terms of creative stuff, right now it's kind of music, occasional music. Oh no, it's Margie. Margie. Hey, Hey, Margie. I'm sorry, my brain. It's good to see you. Sorry, Gwen, my brain is like that tonight. Mostly, music in small amounts and, trying to get back to here in small amounts. I need to get outside more. I'm starting to think more about, kind of being a little more proactive about getting outside. Because I do love that a lot. I've had a lot of hobbies that have kind of come and go over the years that I kind of get deeply into for a short period of time, and then I kind of move on. I don't know if you guys are like that. Hey, Xenothermia. Coming out from lurker mode. Good to see you. Thanks for being there. What you been up to, Margie? So good to see you. We were talking about you a little bit earlier, Supernova's right. Supernova is asking about Star Wars. It's interesting you mentioned Ahsoka, because, I'm pretty up on all of the, live action Star Wars properties. But I haven't watched any of the animated properties. Now that doesn't keep me from watching the live action stuff, but I do get the sense, because we started Ahsoka, and you do get the sense that, there's probably all sorts of interesting character moments in there that blow away the fans of the animated show because they're seeing such and such character for the first time in live action, and I'm missing out on all of those kind of amazing discovery moments. But I was watching Star Wars and Star Trek kind of concurrently when I was a kid, so I'm down with both. I've got to do everything in slow motion with this soap. Oh man. It's still peaking the meter sometimes. This thing is volatile. Library book plastic covers. You are absolutely right. Oh, it totally is that sound. Leaning hard into the animated fandom, yeah, for sure. Yeah, as far as an entry point, I assume that if I ever got around to watching that stuff, I would, watch them in release order. I guess that would make the most sense. I don't think I would try to figure out relative timelines and watch them in timeline order. this is very much like the Silver Soap. One time I was watching a Dimitri video and I paused it on a close-up of the Silver Soap so that I could read the label. And I tried to find some place that would sell that exact soap so I could get a bar of it, but I think it's out of production. Never could find one. Man, this stuff. Yeah, I enjoyed Andor quite a bit as well. And I really liked Rogue One, that whole style of Star Wars storytelling. I did like a lot. The whole seeds of the rebellion kind of angle. I thought it was great. It all comes around. Skater Rat Monkey. This particular soap has been on the metal shelf next to where I'm sitting now for 3 years, I think, because this soap exploration was going to be my next stream before, things got derailed. I put it on the shelf because I didn't want it to get accidentally used by someone in the family and then I lose the wrapper. So I stuck it up on the shelf and it sat there patiently all this time. Oh gosh, Elizabeth is asking about doctors. Well, I'm old, right? Old as the hills, so, if I had to pick my doctor, it would have to be Tom Baker, right? But that's only because it's not even that I watched a ton of Doctor Who when I was in high school, but Tom Baker was the doctor for something like 7 seasons or something, probably longer than any other actor. So, back in those days, it's just, Tom and his scarf. You just, that was the doctor. Even though I think Davison had already taken over by the time I was in high school. So part of me says I should have remembered Davison better, but to me it's all about, it was the only one I remember from those days was Tom Baker. But my youngest has watched, almost all of the modern run of the show. And in all of those shows, I don't really focus so much on favorite doctor, but there's stories that I've seen that, I think all of the, I think there's good, interesting stories in all of the incarnations throughout the modern run. I really like pretty much everything that Moffat did with the whole River Song arc. I'm all about everything that happened with the River Song character. I love. Sorry, catching up with chat here. Original music to share, says Guitar Man. I don't. I've only just started playing a little bit again. I'm playing with the drummer and the singer, guitar player from my old band, and we've just started working on some of the singer's songs. Some acoustic things we're going to try to take into the studio in a few months, so we'll see how that goes. The beard screams mid-40s. Nothing higher. Well, you might not be able to see much of the color of this beard. There's a lot more gray than there used to be. I'm guessing if you compared this to a whatever beard you see in like the very first stream I did on the channel, I'm gonna bet you're gonna see a difference. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the mid-40s comment. Yeah, Decaf, it should be a fun project. One of my favorite things from my music days is going into the studio and working on a project. It's like, makes you feel like a rock star a little bit to kind of have an engineer on the other side of the glass, working together, trying to get a project to sound just right. It's so different than anything you do in like a normal day-to-day life, unless you are a full-time musician. But being able to kind of splurge on a studio project and be in that kind of environment for a while is it's one of my favorite things. Ooh, good point. He might have meant 1940s. That's a lot closer, I think. Touche. Oh no, I do not sing. Nobody wants that. Ooh. For real. I am not skilled in that area. I've tried it before, so I know. I have evidence, and it's not good. Nothing beats recording in a studio. Marsh, have you done that? Are you a musician, and have you done some projects? We'd love to hear about them. Hope this is coming out okay. appreciate everybody being here tonight. Appalachian Leonard Cohen. Oh my gosh. You guys are awesome. Yeah, ASMR is more suited for me and microphones, I think. Hey there, Mons. Thank you for being with us. That's cool. And 1673, thank you for being here tonight. Mons, in terms of genre, I guess I would just kind of say rock or classic rock inspired original music. Although the project I think we're going to start with my singer friend that I know is going to be more acoustic based. Marsh has been in the studio a couple of times already this year. Or do you play or do you sing? 1673 thought the channel was gone. Well, that is a fair thing to think. I was going through some personal stuff, but I kept reading comments and responding to things, and I did not have older siblings. It was me and my younger brother, who was 2 years younger than I was. Just started listening to a lot of AOR format rock radio, and just kind of gravitated towards, classic rock and some prog stuff, like Zappa, Kansas, Elton John, Jethro Tull. Those are kind of my early guitar player. Very cool, Marsh. Very cool. Well, I hope those projects have been coming out the way you like them. Very cool. I'm going to finish out our last 10 minutes tonight back on the cardboard. Partially because it's just a little easier to... I don't have to do it as in slow motion, and also because it smells good. Music-wise, I started dabbling just a little bit, and I hesitate to say it because I haven't really put enough time into it really start developing at all, but got a American Indian style flute that I've been messing with a little bit. Yeah, Gwen, this is a bourbon and oak soap, and it's got a little opening here, so I'm getting plenty of the scent. Hey, 1673, I hope you're able to remediate that situation. That's concerning. Hope everything's okay there. That doesn't sound good. Okay, 1673. We're only going to be here another 10 minutes or so, just FYI, because I do need to crash and work tomorrow. Yeah, I've had some of Cremo's beard products as well. Yes, way more pretentious. I think the beard balms, usually they don't have a proper stiff beard wax in the normal stores, something with a little more hold. I usually have to get that stuff over the internet. This has been really fun, guys. Margie asks about the little bottle with the marble pieces. Oh, the marble pieces. Here's the marble pieces. They're in a bowl. Well, B-label, I will tell you that I kind of got a thought in my head of maybe trying to do something like this maybe every couple of weeks. And probably on Thursdays as well, because Thursday is already the night I do the music thing, and we do that every 2 weeks. And I thought maybe these streams might be a nice thing to fit in on the alternate Thursdays. And also thought about I've got this camera that you're seeing me through, mounted on a mic stand with a boom arm, and I've got a boom arm also that I can hang the Yeti upside down. So I could arrange this, I think, with the camera pointing straight down, and I could perhaps do a stream, thinking about maybe that a yearbook video sequel. I could probably set up a stream where we're looking straight down at the table, and we can do some, looking at books and things like that with a downward view rather than this view. Maybe that would be a nice way to change it up a little bit. And then I could do videos where we're looking at materials in this kind of a lower preparation way, rather than saving that stuff for the more formal videos. 'Cause I really don't have it in me right now to do the same kind of preparation that one of those videos takes. But this little webcam, I think, has a high enough resolution that if we pointed it down, we could probably get a good page turning stream out of it or something like that, if you guys would be down for something like that. Yeah, I still have a lot of doodads on the shelf next to me. Here's the, remember that video about pencils? Still got all the pencils. The reading and pointing vids, yeah. I still have the little paintbrush handle that I used for a pointer for all the map videos. I still got that around. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you saying that, although I hate that you're up at such a late hour over there in England to watch this. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Margie. That is awesome. I appreciate it. It's wonderful to see you, too. So yeah, so maybe within the streaming context, we can open up our flexibility a little bit and have a way to do some different things that way. I will look at that a little bit. And I'd like to do a video where we explore cups and cardboard tubes. I'd like to get some of that kind of vibe going for one of the videos. Hey, Suran is here. I hate to tell you, Suran, but we are just wrapping up. But I do hope you'll watch the replay, because it's been a lovely evening. Thank you, Elizabeth. It's so good to see you. And thanks to everyone that's been in the chat tonight. I'm kind of blown away by all of the familiar names, and we've got a lot of new names. And so I will see what I can do about trying to ease my way back into a little bit of a schedule here with you all. You guys have kind of made my night, so I really appreciate it. So with that, I will wrap this up and bid you all adieu for tonight. And keep an eye on my Twitter and the community page, and I will give you a heads up when we can do this again, okay? SCAD Vanna, hello. I hadn't seen your name, so just saying hello to you. There's Mark Haga. There's Seth. Good night to all of you guys, and we'll be in touch soon, okay? We'll talk to you later. Now I just gotta hit the button. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks again.